Good evening, friends. My name is Dr. Tiwari, and I'm lecturer of English in GIC, Uttar Pradesh. I hope you have already submitted your form for LT grade or assistant teacher in respective subjects. Now it is time to start your preparation, and before starting your preparation, you must know the scheme of your examination, syllabus of the examination. You have to understand your syllabus, collect the material, go through them, and finally, you have to practice a lot. It is a golden opportunity for those who have already submitted their form. And without wasting any time, let me help you out in form of presenting the detailed scheme of the examination along with the syllabus. See, your examination for the LT grade male female branch 2025 will be held in two stages. First stage will be preliminary examination. Your preliminary examination will be multiple choice based. The total number of questions in your examination will be 150. The time duration of that examination will be 2 hours. Those 150 questions will be made of 30 plus 20, 120. 30 questions will be asked from general studies, and UP Public Service Commission has already shared the detailed syllabus of your alternative subjects as well as your general studies paper. So total questions will be 150 and each question will be of 2 marks. And make sure those candidates who will qualify their preliminary examination will be allowed to appear in their mains examination, which will be the second stage of scrutiny. Dear friends, your second stage of the examination will be of once again 200 marks, and it will be divided into two sections, section A and section B. Each section contains 10 questions, and section A has 10 question of short answer type question of 8 marks each, and section B will contain 10 questions of 12 marks each of total 120. So section A will be of 80 marks, section B will be of 120 marks. This examination will have the time duration of 3 hours. This is the scheme of the examination, mains examination. All the questions in the second stage will be compulsory. You have to attempt all of them very judiciously. Now let us talk about the syllabus. So this is the syllabus of general studies in 9 units, and these 9 units will deal with different subjects falling in the category of general studies. Like your unit 1 deals with history of India and national movements. Unit 2 deals with Indian and world geography. Unit 3 deals with Indian polity and governance. Unit 4 deals with Indian economy, social development, current events, Indian agriculture, general science. Unit 8 deals with elementary mathematics up to class 10th standard. And last unit in general studies deals with the games and sports of national and international. Now you have to keep in mind that these 9 units of general studies are required to be prepared with a special reference to UP. So these 9 units, excluding mathematics, rest of the 8 units should be asked especially from the point of view of the incidents, events, and programs associated with Uttar Pradesh. Now, let me present the detailed syllabus of English. I'm recording this video for the aspirants applied for LT grade or assistant teacher English, because I am already an English teacher working as a lecturer in Government Inter College of one of the district of Uttar Pradesh. So the syllabus of English consists of several sections. Section A deals with comprehension and appreciation. In your objective type means in your screening text test as well as in your mains examination means in your second stage of examination. Some questions will be based on comprehension and appreciation of literary texts from both prose and poetry category. Next section of your syllabus for both your screening examination means preliminary examination and mains examination will be English grammar, and these are the topics you have to attain a mastery on these topics. Any question can be asked from these topics, starting from punctuation, parts of speech, spelling, word formation and vocabulary, tense, narration, conditional sentences, concord, phrasal verbs, and idiomatic expressions, transformation, and synthesis. Next unit is unit number third. It is section C, and in your first paper means in your screening examination as well as in your main examination, you will face the questions of translation categories in which there may be some sentences or passages in which you will be asked to translate them from English to Hindi and Hindi to English. Your next section is section D, and that deals with writing skills. So letter writing, both informal letters and formal letters, all the elements of letters you have to understand. You should know the format of the letter. You should know different category of the letters, and dialogue writing. So when two or more persons converse together on any topic repeatedly, and they present their opinion on a stage or maybe in form of dialogue, it is dialogue writing. So you may be asked to develop a dialogue in your mains examination, or you may be asked to comprehend some given dialogues from the language point of view in your first paper. Now, let us move to the main portion of your syllabus, that is literature section, literature in English. And first part of literature in English deals with literary forms, movements, and this page you can see you should know the definition of allegory, some examples, some famous allegories, ballad, ode, sonnet, blank verse, epic, mock epic, heroic couplet, lyric, elegy, and other stanza forms. You must know the definition of dramatic monologue and famous dramatic monologues. How to identify a dramatic monologue. Free verse, rhyme, meter. You must know some dramatic forms as well. Tragedy, comedy, tragicomedy, romance, one-act plays, biography, autobiography, memoir, travel writing, fictional forms, types of essays, etc. Now, you must know the literary movements like Renaissance, Reformation, Neoclassicism, metaphysical poets, Romanticism, Pre-Raphaelites, Modernism, Impressionism, Expressionism, Surrealism, identification and understanding of figures of speech. So you must know uh, the main figures of speech, their identity, and some famous examples extracted from some famous literary works. Now, talking about the main content in your literature section, and the first among them is poetry. And the poetry which is there in your syllabus is representative of the respective age, starting from medieval age to modern age. Like the first poet in your syllabus is William Shakespeare. His two sonnets particularly, you must know the history and development of sonnet, different sonnet practitioners. So one among those practitioners is William Shakespeare, and total sonnets composed by him are 154. Out of those sonnets, two of them, particularly sonnet number 29 and 138, are prescribed in your syllabus. You must go through them. You must understand the theme, the structure, major figures of speech, language, and intention in the poem. The other poet you have to study in detail is John Milton. His one of the seminal poem on his blindness. Paradise Lost book first and book second. Particularly, first to 26 line, that is prologue of Paradise Lost, you must go through. Then other poet is metaphysical poet John Donne. His famous poem Canonization is there in your syllabus. Then Alexander Pope, Rape of the Lock, Canto first only. But you must know the summary of Rape of the Lock, and you must be knowing. Simply you need to revise for your examination. Even I'll be helping you out in letting you prepare these topics, topic wise, if it can be possible, and if you wish or if you want me to prepare some lectures or help you on these topics how to prepare, I'll be conducting some lectures or some sessions in the evening every day. The other seminal poem, the great poet, the graveyard poet Thomas Gray, elegy written in country churchyard. Then the leader of romanticism and romantic poetry in England is William Wordsworth, and his famous poems Tintern Abbey, The World is Too Much with Us, are prescribed in your syllabus. You must prepare them thoroughly. Now, P.V. Shelley, the revolutionary poet of romantic age, his famous poem Ode to the West Wind, to a Skylark, and the true romantic is John Keats, and his famous poems Ode on a Grecian Urn, La Belle Dame Sans Mercy, are prescribed in your syllabus. Going forward to the poetry section, and the poet belongs to Victorian age. Tennyson, Alfred Lord Tennyson, his two poems, Break, 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 and Ulysses, you have to go through. Browning, My Last Duchess, and Prospike. Matthew Arnold's Dover Beach and Memorial Verses. William Butler Yeats, The Second Coming, Sailing to Byzantium. T.S. Eliot's the revolutionary poem, which marked the end of the Victorian age and beginning of modern age, a new kind of poetry. The first and foremost, a different poem, type of poem written in many languages, same poem having different flavor, is The Wasteland, published in 1922. You must prepare this poem. I'll help you out. W.H. Auden, In Memory of W. Yeats, is a famous poem written by W.H. Auden. You must prepare it. Ted Hughes' Crow alights. Philip Larkin's Wands. Sir Walt Whitman, the American poet. Oh Captain, my Captain. Emily Dickinson, Success is Counted Sweetest. Robert Frost, Birches, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, the motivational poem. Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore, Gitanjali, for which he got Nobel Prize in the year 1930. His poem number 11 and 12, Leave the Chanting, and 12, Fruit Gathering, are prescribed in your syllabus. You must go through them. Now, other Indian poet, Nissim Jekyll, Knight of the Scorpion and Philosophy. The revolutionary poetess, Kamala Das, An Introduction. A.K. Ramanujan, Obituary. Derek Walcott, A Far Cry from Africa. You must prepare. So, after poetry section, your syllabus contains some famous plays or dramas. And in drama section, the first dramatist, the father, not father, but the leader of British dramatist William Shakespeare, whose tragedy, one of the best tragedy, Macbeth, comedy, Twelfth Night, tragicomedy, Merchant of Venice. Shakespeare's contemporary, Ben Jonson's Every Man in His Humor, where he had applied his theory, medical theory of humor, comedy of humor. Now, Restoration period, and the flag bearer of Restoration period is John Dryden and his famous play All for Love, which is an adaptation of William Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra. You must prepare. George Bernard Shaw's Arms and the Man, almost prescribed in the syllabus of UG or PG level in almost every university. You must have gone through. Now it's time to go this play thoroughly, understand the theme, technique, characterization, and dialogue delivery. Goldsworthy, The Justice, it is also a play. Harold Pinter's The Birthday Party, Comedy of Menace, it is an absurd play. O'Neill, Harry Ape, Arthur Miller, All My Sons, Girish Karnad, Hayavanna, these are the plays prescribed in your syllabus. You must prepare them in detail. Now, the other section in your literature part is prose and fiction. And these prose and fictions are representative works or seminal texts, very popular. So the first prose is Francis Bacon's Of Studies. Who doesn't know about this famous essay by Francis Bacon, where he has said, "Study myth, man perfect. Of truth" is another famous essay by him. Now, Addition, Joseph Addition, the famous prose writer and propounder of periodical essays. His two famous essays, Sir Roger at Home, Will Wimble, are prescribed in your syllabus. You must go through them. Now, his friend, Joseph Edison's friends and collaborator, Richard Steele, Spectator Club is a series of essays in which Spectator Club is prescribed in your syllabus. You must go through. Now, talking about Charles Lamb, who doesn't know this prince of English essays, Charles Lamb, and his famous essay, Dream Children, you must go through it. E.V. Lucas, Tight Corner, A.G. Gardner, In Defense of Ignorance. Bertrand Russell, The Road to Happiness. Richard Wright, 12 Million Black Voices. Gandhi's, Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi's, his autobiography, My Experiment with Truth. You must know each chapter, each famous quotation, each famous example given by Mahatma Gandhi. And the other seminal book by our first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, The Discovery of India. In prose and fiction section, these are some other prose like Mogam, The Luncheon, Anita Desai's A Farewell Party, Catherine Mansfield, The Fly, O. Henry, The Last Leaf. These are seminal short stories. Henry Fielding, Joseph Henry, famous novel. Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. Charles Dickens, Great Expectation. Thomas Hardy's Mayor of Casterbridge. Orwell, Animal Farm. Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway. These are the novels and fictions. William Golding, who doesn't know about William Golding? His famous novel, Lord of the Flies, you must go through. Hathor, The Scarlet Letter, the famous novel, you must go through. Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and Sea, where there's a great line, man can be destroyed but not defeated. And this line has been said for Santiago, the protagonist of the novel. Steinbeck, The Grapes of Wrath, you must go through this essay also. Raja Rao, Kantapura, R.K. Narayan, The Bachelor of Arts, where protagonist is Chandran. You must have gone through, and if not, start preparing for these texts in detail. Kamala Markandeya, Two Virgins, Chinua Achebe's, The African Writer, Things Fall Apart, one of the seminal texts. And some other additional areas from where there can be questions in your preliminary examination as well as in your mains examination. These are the topics: postmodern literature, post-colonial literature, colonial literature, Indian writing in English. So these are the terms as well as umbrella terms under which so many writers, so many genres, so many form of writing fall. You have to prepare for all of them. Now, I'm not going to say thanks to all of you, but I would like to encourage you and help you out how to start doing preparation. Dear friends, see, you can start doing preparation by noting down the syllabus just I have shown to all of you in detail. You have to note down the syllabus, keep a copy of syllabus ready always on your study table, and if you wish to prepare your own notes, then I suggest you it will be the best. There are some books, if you have, you can refer to them, like for literary forms and movements and literary terms. M.H. Abraham's Glossary of Literary Terms or Glossary of Literary Terms. If you have, try to refer the examples from there. For common understanding of history of English literature, any book of history of English literature, at least once or twice you must go through. You may refer to A Short History of English Literature by William J. Long or any book of history of English literature. For grammar section, you may refer to MLTQ, Intermediate English Grammar, or High School English Grammar and Composition by P.C. Wren and Martin. Or you may refer to any book of English grammar you have. Go through all the rules of English grammar, particularly prescribed in your syllabus. Refer as many examples as you can. So, your first and foremost duty is to go through the syllabus, prepare notes, and the next is practicing. The more you practice, the more perfect you become. Now, if you want to get yourself selected for the seats, they have been announced by the commission Uttar Pradesh Public Service Commission, you need a single seat. And if you wish to grab that seat, you have to work literally very hard. You have to practice a lot. You have not to leave a single stone unturned. So prepare your syllabus thoroughly. Do practices as much as you can. I would like to suggest you to download or arrange previous year question papers. Although in LT category or assistant teacher category, this is first time Uttar Pradesh Public Service Commission is going to conduct this preliminary examination and mains examination. So preliminary examinations, previous year question, earlier there was no mains examination. Preliminary examinations question paper you had. So download all the previous year question papers. If those questions are based on the syllabus you have, must analyze them. Also, I suggest you to download the screening examination question paper of all the states public service commission, be it Bihar Public Service Commission, MP Public Service Commission, Haryana Public Service Commission, Rajasthan Public Service Commission, Punjab Public Service Commission, where such topics are there. Try to collect the questions based on the topics you have in your syllabus. Do not leave a single question, single possible question based on the topics prescribed in your syllabus. And that will be the mantra of your selection. You know, your screening examination will be having the provision of negative mark. So that is not negative for the hard working aspirants. It is good for you. You need to attempt only those questions about which you are very confident. And confidence comes from practice. So my suggestion is to all of you is to prepare the syllabus, go through the previous year question papers, develop a habit of framing questions based on the given topics. And here on this YouTube channel, I'll be helping out all of you for cracking this examination. At least I have an experience of cracking similar type of examination because I got selected as a lecturer in GIC in the year 2022, and selection process was similar as is yours. Means I went through screening examination, I appeared in mains examination, and finally, or luckily, I was not only selected among the list of candidates selected, I was among top 20 students, top 20 aspirants. So, by using my previous year experiences and the little knowledge I have, I'm here to help you out. I'm uploading this video on my YouTube channel, and also I'll be attaching the detailed syllabus and this PPT in the description of this video. Please download it and must let me know if you want me to help you out in preparing the topics of English grammar and English literature for your preparation. Once I receive the feedback from you, definitely I'll conduct a session every day, and maybe within a month I'll be able to finish all the important topics of your syllabus, and it can be of a help to all of you. So that's it for now. Thank you so much. See you.